This is Curt Frantz reporting for Infowars at Infowars.com and Prison Planet at PrisonPlanet.com. A little while ago, Millie Weaver created a video wondering about what was the mystery of liberal logic. What's the solution to understanding that? And she postulated three possibilities. One was cognitive dissonance, but that's more of a symptom than it is an explanation. It doesn't tell her why the dissonance exists. You know, the disconnection between attitudes and thoughts and feelings and external reality. She also wondered if it was just Democrat hypocrisy and double standards. But that's applying an inappropriate standard or construct to their use of language. So for instance, if you were to say, boy, your Greek right now is really poor. Well, yeah, because I'm not trying to speak in Greek. That's an inappropriate construct to apply to me, to what I'm saying. And you see why that the double standards of hypocrisy doesn't really apply to liberal speak. The third thing she speculated was maybe it's just a mental disorder. And that's close, but it's technically not quite correct. The Diagnostic Manual for Mental Diseases does not include an analysis or a diagnosis for what it is that they have. And what it is that they have is a low sense of self. Low self-esteem, low self-love. That's what leads to what appears to be cognitive dissonance and double standards and hypocrisy. So we have needs as human beings. Every animal has needs. We have needs for food and water and shelter, security, those types of things. They're survival needs. If you don't have food, over time you'll get unhealthy, you'll die because it's a survival need. Same with water. But the need for self-esteem, the need for self-love, those are human needs. But you can live a long time, you can live a whole life without those needs being met. You're not healthy, but you don't die. Your life isn't rich, but you don't die from those. Not unless you commit suicide, but generally speaking, you can live a long time with those needs being unmet. And that's the needs that are being unmet in liberals, Democrats, people who seem to have a lot of cognitive dissonance and hypocrisy. So when they use words, their focus is around this need not being met. Imagine if you hadn't had sleep in a long time. Your focus is on, when am I going to get a chance to sleep? Or you haven't eaten, or you haven't drunk water in a long time, and you have a lot of thirst, a lot of hunger. Your focus is wrapped around those things, right? You're self-absorbed about those things, getting those needs met. Now those needs, once you get them met, once you have your sleep, once you have your food and water, they're gone for a while until, sometime later they can come back. But a need for self-esteem, self-love, they're not so easily met. You don't just take something and it's done. They hang there. And because they hang there, the self-absorption around those things hangs there. You can't just fix it with a bite to eat. You don't have a bite of self-esteem or a bite of self-love. They just stay there. So the self-absorption stays there. So now when they use language, when they're wrapped around that, and they're looking at this inner world, which is not a happy place, their use of language is to try to put salve on that need, that wound, the wounded soul. So a person in that state will use language to make emotional connections, not to convey facts or reality or reason or anything like that. Those things are harmful, they hurt. So I don't care about those. I'm caring about feeling less wretched within. So if I talk to this group of people and I tell them A, and we're connecting because that's what they want to hear, and I talk to this other group of people about not A, not A, not A, not A, and that's what they want to hear, and I anticipated that, and we connect emotionally, then I'm consistent. Speaking A, speaking not A, I'm consistent because emotional connection, consistency, effective communication. It works for me. So don't be telling me I'm inconsistent, I'm hypocritical. It works. So I can tell the LGBT community, yeah, I'm all for you, yeah. Then I can go tell the Muslims, yeah, I'm all for you, but never mind, these guys do not like those guys. But that's all right. I can tell people, get rid of your guns, get rid of your guns. We're going to depend on the police to take care of us. Then tell another set of people, hate them police. They're a bunch of renegades and they're racists and bigots and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't matter that what I'm saying has apparently cognitive dissonance, inconsistency, hypocrisy, double standards. It doesn't matter. None of that matters because I connect it and I connect it. I'm talking to different people. I can say different things. That's the purpose of language for a low sense of selfer, to give themselves some kind of a salve for their wounded soul. Right? This is a reason why they melt so easily. Right? They have no foundation. They don't have a sense of self as a basis. So they're snowflakes. Things hurt them right away. They need safe space and they need to protect it because external reality, the real world, impinges on them. That's not what they want. That hurts. This is why they dislike the triumvirate. God, country, family. These people will do what they can to undercut all three. Christian God, the United States, and the family. So they actively work against all three. Because the perception is, if that's supposed to be our core, what leads us to be healthy people, that let me down. That triumvirate let me down. So I'm against them all. So I do what I can to undercut them. And I don't want anybody else to benefit from them if they were benefit from them, because I didn't. It's a sad state to be in, but it is revealing of, or explaining why they seem to have confusing logic. The answer to Millie's question, the mystery of liberal logic, is there is none. They don't even try. You can't have logic if there's no truth, right? That's a fundamental in the constructs of logic. This is true, that's false, and A and B, A or B, blah, blah, blah. If there's no truth value, then logic doesn't apply. And for these people, truth value doesn't apply. Now, I'm not going to say that when I use words, because that'll turn people off. So I'm not really using it, but we all sort of play the game, the people who use language this way. And we act as if this is the case and that's the case. It doesn't matter if it's not. But I say it is, and I say it is, and okay, we connect. That's good. This is Curt Frantz reporting for Infowars at Infowars.com and Prison Planet at PrisonPlanet.com.